And mention when we raised the mountain above them as if it was a dark cloud, and they were certain that it would fall upon them. And Allah said, "Take what we have given you with determination, and remember what is in it, that you might fear Allah. And mention when your Lord took the children of Adam from their loins, their descendants, and made them testify of themselves, saying to them, 'Am I not your Lord?' They said, 'Yes, we have testified this, lest you should say on the day of resurrection, indeed, we were of this unaware. Or lest you say, it was only that our fathers associated others in worship with Allah before, and we were but descendants after them. Then would you destroy us for what the falsifiers have done? And thus do we explain in detail the verses, and perhaps they will return. And recite to them, O Muhammad, the news of him to whom we gave knowledge of our signs, but he detached himself from them. So Satan pursued him, and he became of the deviators. And if we had willed, we could have elevated him thereby. But he adhered instead to the earth, and followed his own desire. So his example is like that of the dog. If you chase him, he pants, or if you leave him, he still pants. That is the example of the people who denied our signs. So relate the stories that perhaps they will give thought. How evil an example is that of the people who denied our signs and used to wrong themselves. Whoever Allah guides, he is the rightly guided, and whoever he sends astray, it is those who are the losers. And we have certainly created for hell many of the jinn and mankind. They have hearts with which they do not understand. They have eyes with which they do not see, and they have ears with which they do not hear. Those are like livestock, rather they are more astray. It is they who are the heedless. And to Allah belongs the best names, so invoke Him by them, and leave the company of those who practice deviation concerning His names. They will be recompensed for what they have been doing. And among those we created is a community which guides by truth, and thereby establishes justice. But those who deny our signs, we will progressively lead them to destruction from where they do not know. And I will give them time. Indeed, my plan is firm. Then do they not give thought? There is in their companion, i.e. Muhammad, no madness. He is not but a clear warner. Do they not look into the realm of the heavens and the earth, and everything that Allah has created, and think that perhaps their appointed time has come near? So, in what statement, i.e. message, hereafter, will they believe? Whoever Allah sends astray, there is no guide for him, and He leaves them in their transgression, wandering blindly. They ask you, O Muhammad, about the hour. When is its arrival? Say, its knowledge is only with my Lord. None will reveal its time except Him. It lays heavily upon the heavens and the earth. It will not come upon you except unexpectedly. They ask you as if you are familiar with it. Say, its knowledge is only with Allah, but most of the people do not know. Say, I hold not for myself the power of benefit or harm except what Allah has willed. And if I knew the unseen, I could have acquired much wealth, and no harm would have touched me. I am not except a warner and a bringer of good tidings to a people who believe. It is He who created you from one soul, and created from it its mate, that he might dwell in security with her. And when he, i.e. man, covers her, she carries a light burden, i.e. a pregnancy, and continues therein. And when it becomes heavy, they both invoke Allah their Lord. If you should give us a good child, we will surely be among the grateful. But when He gives them a good child, they ascribe partners to Him, concerning that which He has given them. Exalted is Allah above what they associate with Him. Do they associate with Him those who create nothing, and they are themselves created? And they, i.e. the false deities, are unable to give them help, nor can they help themselves. And if you believers invite them to guidance, they will not follow you. It is all the same for you whether you invite them or you are silent. Indeed, those you polytheists call upon besides Allah are servants, i.e. creations like you. So call upon them and let them respond to you, if you should be truthful. Do they have feet by which they walk? Or do they have hands by which they strike? Or do they have eyes by which they see? Or do they have ears by which they hear? Say, O Muhammad, call your partners and then conspire against me and give me no respite. Indeed, my protector is Allah, who has sent down the book, and He is an ally to the righteous. And those you call upon besides Him are unable to help you, nor can they help themselves. And if you invite them to guidance, they do not hear, and you see them looking at you while they do not see. Take what is given freely, enjoin what is good, and turn away from the ignorant. And if an evil suggestion comes to you from Satan, then seek refuge in Allah. Indeed, He is hearing and knowing. Indeed, those who fear Allah, when an impulse touches them from Satan, they remember Him, and at once they have insight. But their brothers, they, i.e. the devils, increase them in error. Then they do not stop short. And when you, O Muhammad, do not bring them a sign, i.e. miracle, they say, why have you not contrived it? Say, I only follow what is revealed to me from my Lord. This Quran is enlightenment from your Lord, and guidance and mercy for a people who believe. So when the Quran is recited, then listen to it and pay attention, that you may receive mercy. And remember your Lord within yourself, in humility and in fear, without being apparent in speech, in the mornings and the evenings. And do not be among the heedless. Indeed, those who are near your Lord, i.e. the angels, are not prevented by arrogance from His worship. And they exalt Him, and to Him they prostrate. They ask you, O Muhammad, about the bounties of war. Say, the decision concerning bounties is for Allah and the Messenger. So fear Allah and amend that which is between you, and obey Allah and His Messenger, if you should be believers. The believers are only those who, when Allah is mentioned, their hearts become fearful, and when His verses are recited to them, it increases them in faith, and upon their Lord they rely. The ones who establish prayer, and from what we have provided them, they spend. Those are the believers truly. For them are degrees of high position with their Lord, and forgiveness and noble provision. It is just as when your Lord brought you out of your home for the battle of Badr, in truth, while indeed a party among the believers were unwilling, arguing with you concerning the truth after it had become clear, as if they were being driven toward death while they were looking on. Remember, O believers, when Allah promised you one of the two groups, that it would be yours, and you wished that the unarmed one would be yours. But Allah intended to establish the truth by His words, and to eliminate the disbelievers. That He should establish the truth and abolish falsehood, even if the criminals disliked it. Remember when you were asking help of your Lord, and He answered you, Indeed, I will reinforce you with 1,000 from the angels following one another. And Allah made it not but good tidings, and so that your hearts would be assured thereby. And victory is not but from Allah. Indeed, Allah is exalted in might and wise. Remember when He overwhelmed you with drowsiness, giving security from Him, and sent down upon you from the sky rain, by which to purify you, and remove from you the evil suggestions of Satan, and to make steadfast your hearts, and plant firmly thereby your feet. Remember when your Lord inspired to the angels, I am with you, so strengthen those who have believed. I will cast terror into the hearts of those who disbelieved. So strike them upon the necks, and strike from them every fingertip. That is because they opposed Allah and His Messenger. And whoever opposes Allah and His Messenger, indeed Allah is severe in penalty. That is yours, so taste it. And indeed for the disbelievers is the punishment of the fire. O you who have believed, when you meet those who disbelieve advancing in battle, do not turn to them your backs, retreating. And whoever turns his back to them on such a day, unless swerving as a strategy for war, or joining another company, has certainly returned with anger upon him from Allah, and his refuge is hell, and wretched is the destination. And you did not kill them, but it was Allah who killed them. And you threw not, O Muhammad, when you threw, but it was Allah who threw, that He might test the believers with a good test. Indeed, Allah is hearing and knowing. That is so, and also that Allah will weaken the plot of the disbelievers. If you disbelievers seek the decision, i.e. victory, the decision, i.e. defeat, has come to you. And if you desist from hostilities, it is best for you. But if you return to war, we will return, and never will you be availed by your large company at all, even if it should increase. And that is because Allah is with the believers. O you who have believed, obey Allah and His Messenger, and do not turn from Him while you hear His order. And do not be like those who say, we have heard, while they do not hear. Indeed, the worst of living creatures in the sight of Allah are the deaf and dumb who do not use reason, i.e. the disbelievers. Had Allah known any good in them, He would have made them hear. And if He had made them hear, they would still have turned away, while they were refusing. O you who have believed, respond to Allah and to the Messenger when He calls you to that which gives you life. And know that Allah intervenes between a man and his heart, and that to Him you will be gathered. And fear a trial which will not strike those who have wronged among you exclusively, and know that Allah is severe in penalty. And remember when you were few and oppressed in the land, fearing that people might abduct you. But He sheltered you, supported you with His victory, and provided you with good things, that you might be grateful. O you who have believed, do not betray Allah and the Messenger, or betray your trusts while you know the consequence. And know that your properties and your children are but a trial, and that Allah has with Him a great reward. O you who have believed, if you fear Allah, He will grant you a criterion, and will remove from you your misdeeds, and forgive you. And Allah is the possessor of great bounty. And remember, O Muhammad, when those who disbelieved plotted against you to restrain you, or kill you, or evict you from Makkah. But they plan, and Allah plans, and Allah is the best of planners. And when our verses are recited to them, they say, we have heard. If we willed, we could say something like this. This is not but legends of the former peoples. And remember when they said, O Allah, if this should be the truth from you, then rain down upon us stones from the sky, or bring us a painful punishment. But Allah would not punish them while you, O Muhammad, are among them. And Allah would not punish them while they seek forgiveness. But why should Allah not punish them while they obstruct people from Al-Masjid Al-Haram, and they were not fit to be its guardians? Its true guardians are not but the righteous, but most of them do not know. And their prayer at the house, i.e. Kaaba, was not except whistling and hand-clapping. So taste the punishment for what you disbelieved, i.e. practiced of deviations. Indeed, those who disbelieve spend their wealth to avert people from the way of Allah. So they will spend it, then it will be for them a source of regret. Then they will be overcome. And those who have disbelieved, unto hell they will be gathered. It is so that Allah may distinguish the wicked from the good, and place the wicked, some of them, upon others, and heap them all together and put them into hell. It is those who are the losers. Say to those who have disbelieved that if they cease, what has previously occurred will be forgiven for them. But if they return to hostility, then the precedent of the former rebellious peoples has already taken place. And fight against them until there is no fitna, and until the religion, i.e. worship, all of it is for Allah. And if they cease, then indeed Allah is seeing of what they do. But if they turn away, then know that Allah is your protector. Excellent is the protector, and excellent is the helper.